Hello dear students, welcome to the ACE Engineering Academy online platform. I am Malakondaya Gandham, Thermal faculty in our academy. Dear friends, I have more than 25 years of experience in teaching. In this video, we are going to discuss the preparation strategy for the most competent exam, that is APPSC AEE. Okay, dear friends, the APPSC AEE is the recruitment test for the position of assistant executive engineers in various engineering departments of Andhra Pradesh government. Okay, and it is conducted by APPSC, that is Andhra Pradesh Public Service Commission. Okay, dear friends, it is highly demanding exam for engineering graduates, mostly for the departments like roads and buildings, water resources and Panchayat Raj. Dear friends, those who are willing to service the people under the Andhra Pradesh government, this exam can be preferable. Okay, dear students, this exam can be preferable for stable, peaceful and personal life, along with some extra benefits like house rent allowances, medical facilities, paid leaves and pension after retirement. That means to maintain stable, peaceful and personal life, this exam can be preferable. In addition to that, you have different additional facilities like HRA, medical benefits, paid leaves and also pension after the retirement. Okay, and also you will be promoted to higher positions based on your experience and work performance to different positions like deputy executive engineer, executive engineer and chief engineer. These are the positions you can be, right, you can be reached, you will be uplifted based on your work experience and work performance. Okay, dear friends, the exam pattern, this exam has 3 papers. This exam process will be completed by 3 papers, namely paper 1. Paper 1 is for general studies and mental ability. It is common for all engineering graduates. Okay, and paper 2 common to mechanical, civil and agricultural engineering. Okay, paper 3 is for only mechanical engineering, for mechanical engineering graduates. That means for paper 3 you need to prepare only, mechanical students have to prepare only mechanical engineering subjects like thermodynamics, strength of material, heat transfer, power plant, refrigeration and air conditioning, etc. Okay, dear friends, the 3 papers follow objective type questions, right? 3 papers are with objective type questions and negative marking is there. 1/3 mark is negative for each wrong answer. Okay, and each question carries 1 mark. Each question paper consists of 150 questions. Each question has weightage 1 mark. Therefore, each paper is for 150 marks. Dear students, to clear this exam, you must have strong technical knowledge and also problem solving skills, which is truly required for both government and private jobs. That means to clear this exam, you must be strong enough in your all core subjects, and also you should maintain the required knowledge on general science and mental ability. Okay, now move on to the syllabus for the paper 1. The paper 1 is with general studies and mental ability. It is common for all engineering graduates. Okay, the paper 1 syllabus is under current affairs. You need to practice events of national and international importance, regional current affairs. Similarly, under general science, you need to practice applications of science and technology and information technology. And under the history and economy, social, economic and political history of modern India, that is Indian national movement and Indian economy since independence. Okay, under polity and governance, you need to practice Indian polity, governance, constitutional issues, public policy and reforms. Okay, move on to the next. Under geography, physical geography of the Indian subcontinent. Under disaster management, you need to practice vulnerability profile, mitigation strategies and remote sensing, that is GIS applications. Similarly, under sustainable development, you need to practice environmental protection and sustainable development. Similarly, under reasoning and data analysis, logical reasoning, analytical ability, data interpretation, that is tabulation, visual representation, basic statistics. Similarly, under Andhra Pradesh, focus history of Andhra Pradesh, economy, geography and culture of Andhra Pradesh, including the bifurcation implications, loss of capital and new capital challenges, that is the Amaravati is a new capital, right? Challenges for new capital. So this is the syllabus for the paper 1. Okay, now look at the paper 2 syllabus. The paper 2 is common to civil engineers, mechanical engineers and agricultural engineers. Okay, under the paper 2 we have only 3 subjects, namely strength of material, which is very easy subject, fluid mechanics and turbo machinery. Under turbo machinery, you need to practice different hydraulic turbines like Pelton wheel, Francis turbine, Kaplan and propeller turbines, and different pumps like centrifugal pump, reciprocating pump, right? Hydroelectric power plant. So these are all coming under turbo machinery. The beauty of this last right subject is turbo machinery is required for both paper 2 and paper 3. Under paper 2, you can expect around 15 marks. Under paper 2, you can expect around 15 marks. Under paper 3, 10 marks can be expected. Total 25 marks can be expected from this small subject, right? Small subject. That is the beauty of this turbo machinery. Okay. Now, strength of material, the formula oriented small numericals may be asking. The weightage, right? The expected weightage is around 60 marks. That is the weightage of the strength of material. From fluid mechanics, you can expect concept oriented questions. It is maintaining highest weightage in the paper 2, that is around 75 questions. Each question has 1 mark. 75 marks can be expected from the fluid mechanics. So that is the weightage of turbo machinery, fluid mechanics and strength of material. Okay. Now look at the paper 3 is the optional for mechanical engineering students. Under paper 3, you need to practice thermodynamics, heat transfer, refrigeration and air conditioning, turbo machines. It is common for paper 2 and paper 3. Theory of machines. Similarly, machine design, machine drawing and solid modeling, engineering materials. It is maintaining the reasonable amount of reasonable weightage, and manufacturing science, which is maintaining the highest weightage. That means larger number of questions from paper 3 can be expecting from the manufacturing science. Similarly, computer integrated manufacturing, industrial engineering, modeling and simulation. This is the weightage for the paper 3. Dear students, based on the syllabus, we can come to know the paper 2 and paper 3 with core subjects and paper 1 only with general studies and mental ability. The weightage from the paper 2 and paper 3, that is from core subjects, 300 marks, whereas from general studies and mental ability, it is 150 marks. Dear students, while you are preparing for the APPSC AEE exam, you should be very careful that you need to spend more time with core subjects and less time with general studies. Okay? Dear friends, it is advisable to have around 70% of your preparation time with core subjects and remaining 30% of your preparation time with general studies. Okay? And don't forget to prepare the short notes while you are preparing. Okay? And most importantly, focus on high weightage areas. Okay? And try to practice previous year questions. Dear friends, practicing the previous year questions is very, very important to know what the exam is demanding and what is your current level. There may be a gap between the demanding level and your current level. To fill that gap by focusing on your weak areas, you have to practice previous year questions. Once you know the gap between the exam demanding level and your current level, you can slowly fill that gap by spending more time on your weak areas. That's why try to practice previous year questions. Okay. Similarly, move on to the next step, daily routine practice. Continuous practice is always preferable instead of discontinuous in practice, because once the practice is discontinuous, your focus will become weak. That's why try to practice continuously or regularly. Okay? In your 70% of preparation time with core subjects, try to spend around 3 to 4 hours for preparing the theory subject concepts and 2 to 3 hours for practicing the questions from the core subjects. Okay? Similarly, try to spend around 1 hour for preparing the general studies theory and 1 more hour for practicing the questions. Okay? While you are practicing for the competitive exams, it is always advisable to have the break in between every 2 hours. That breaking time should be optimum. It is advisable to have 20 to 25 minutes of breaking time in between the every 2 hours practice. Dear friends, in your break time, don't touch your mobile screen, because once you start to scroll the digital screen, the 20 minutes break will turn to 1 hour 20 minutes. That's why try to completely avoid touching the digital screens in your breaking time. Then you may have doubt that, sir, what can be done in the break time, right? You can refresh your mind with different activities like having 1 to 2 glasses of normal water, advisable to avoid the cold water. Try to have the light snacks like fruits and nuts, and move your body by stretching your arms, by stretching your neck, by stretching your back. Similarly, you can move around your room or outside the room. Otherwise, sit comfortably in your comfortable place. Close the eyes nearly 2 to 3 minutes and focus on your deep breathing. This is how you can prepare your mind in your break time with different activities. Therefore, the breaking time is very, very important for effective preparation in between every 2 hours of practice. Okay. On the other hand, right, the no, on the other hand, the selection of books and resources, very, very important. Dear friends, try to select the standard textbooks only. You might be prepared substandard textbooks for your university exams, but the APPSC AEE exam is with standard questions. Therefore, right, you need to practice only standard textbooks. Okay. For core subjects, go with the standard textbooks, whereas for general studies, you can prefer the NCERT books, and for current affairs, you can go through daily newspapers and apps like InShots. Okay. On the other hand, the practicing the previous year questions and mock tests, very, very important for understanding what kind of questions are asking in the exam and identifying the repeated topics where the questions are frequently repeating, and for improving time management. Time management in the competitive exam is very, very important. If the time period for the each paper of APPSC AEE exam 150 minutes. If 150 minutes, if 300 minutes is available for each paper, most of the students getting qualified and getting better ranks. But within the available time, you need to answer 150 questions. Therefore, time management is very, very important, right? You can be utilizing your time in the examination hall, right, by practicing with a pen and paper. Don't try to keep on read the textbooks or material. Try to put on the paper, because one time writing is equal to 10 times reading, right? Let us take the formula equivalent torque. Equivalent torque equal to root over m square plus t square, right? Don't try to read that kind of formula. Try to put on the paper. Therefore, right, your hand can be freely moving in the exam. Dear students, the last 30 days preparation is very, very important for developing your confidence level. In the last 30 days preparation, it is advisable to focus on formulas and concepts, whatever you have written under short notes. Okay, and most importantly, try to take the full length mock test. Here, majority of the students are getting fear to take the full length mock test. Without writing the full length mock test, how can you know, right, to manage the time, and how can you come to know what kind of silly mistakes you are committing in the examination hall? So, for effective time utilization and for avoiding the silly mistakes, right, you have to write the full length mock test. Okay, and try to focus on your weak areas and try to avoid new topics preparation in the last month preparation. Okay, now let us see the common mistakes generally the students are committing. First common mistake is students are generally ignoring the general studies, but for the APPSC AEE exam, the weightage from the general studies 150 marks. Try to give equal weightage for general studies also. Similarly, right, students are keep on reading the standard material and standard textbooks, but right, they are not practicing the objective type questions. You have to, right, practice the objective questions. Similarly, the right other mistake the students are right committing is poor time management, right. That means ignorance in writing the full length mock test. Similarly, studying without practice, some students are keep on reading the standard material without practicing the right previous year questions and objective questions. These are the right few common mistakes the students are generally committing while they are preparing for right competitive exams. Right, now it is the time to right look over the right weightage analysis. Look at the weightage analysis for the exam conducted in 2023 for the paper 2 and paper 3. First look at the paper 2. Larger number of questions asked from fluid mechanics, that is 76, and 59 questions asked from strength of material, 15 questions asked from turbo machinery. That is the weightage of right paper 2. The beauty of turbo machinery is 15 questions asked for paper 2 and 10 questions asked from turbo machinery for the paper 3. Therefore, total weightage of the turbo machinery 25 marks. Now look at the paper 3. From theory of machines, 5 questions asked. Reasonable number of questions asked from the machine design, that is 11, and 4 questions asked from engineering mechanics. From strength of material, only 1 question asked. It is less important for the paper 3, but paper 2 right is having the best weightage. And from basic thermodynamics, 6 questions asked. Air cycles and internal combustion engines, 3 questions asked. And from power plant engineering, 4 questions asked. Look at the weightage from the material science, 14 questions, reasonable number of questions asked from the material science, and a larger number of questions asked for the paper 3 from the subject, that is production engineering, and from heat transfer also, right, reasonable number of questions asked. Refrigeration and air conditioning, 11 questions asked. And look at the weightage for IM and OR, 20 questions asked from right the small subject, that is IM and OR, and from miscellaneous 18 questions asked. That is the weightage of paper 2 and paper 3 for the exam conducting right in the year 2023. Okay, dear friends, right, try to have the focus on high weightage areas. Okay, on the other hand, practice regularly with strong commitment and determination until you are going to examination hall. Okay, and patience and consistency is the key to succeeding in government job preparation. Okay, and most importantly, if sustained consistency is maintained in the next few months, that is until you are writing the exam, success on APPSC AW can be confidently achieved. Okay, see you with the next video. Thank you, right? All the best.